Two-time Super Bowl champion Trai Essex, Harding High School grad, Northwestern grad, and won 2 Super Bowls, as I mentioned, with the Pittsburgh Steelers. Joining us to talk Super Bowl 50. Trai, obviously an interesting matchup when you've got the Broncos, you've got the older, savvy quarterback in Peyton Manning, and the new young gun in Cam Newton, different styles. Just breaking down the game, what do you see is going to be the biggest keys for Super Bowl 50?
Wow, it's a lot of keys, but both of these teams have great defenses. The key to the game is going to be who can protect the quarterback the best. The offensive line for Carolina has been playing out of this world so far with Trey Turner and Ryan Khalil, and then the big pickup in Michael Orr over at left tackle. They've been doing a great job of keeping Cam upright, letting him find his receivers downfield. Denver's O-line has been a kind of a mixed bag of things. They lost their all-pro left tackle, Clady, in the preseason. Ryan Harris has filled in some hit or miss, over there at left tackle, and they haven't protected as well as they could have, and that's why Peyton was banged up throughout the year, and even Brock Osweiler got banged up. And so the way that Carolina gets after the quarterback with Short over there at D tackle and Charles Johnson at DN, and then with the blitz they bring with Tommy Davis and Luke Kuechly, it's going to be key, crucial if Denver's going to stand a chance in the Super Bowl if they can protect Peyton. They need to protect Peyton in order for that to happen.
During your time as a player, Super Bowl 40, the Steelers win it against the Seahawks. Super Bowl 43, you win it against the Arizona Cardinals. As a player, what would your advice be to some of those guys that are getting ready to suit up for the big game? How do you keep those nerves at bay? How do you keep it just like another game that you play on any given Sunday?
You really have to embrace the moment. You guys worked hard in the offseason. You put in all this time and effort into getting to this ultimate goal for every team in the NFL. There's no point in shying away from it. Embrace the whole moment. Embrace the Super Bowl. Embrace that this is the biggest moment probably in your collective athletic careers, and go out there and use that. Use that that motivation. Use that the fact that you've worked so hard with this collect group of guys, and you know what time it is. It's game day. Once people start hitting, it's just a game. That's all it is. But at the end of the day, just enjoy the moment and embrace it, and go out there and have fun.
When you're in high school, you're putting on the Harding Hawks helmet. At any point, did you envision an NFL career for yourself, let alone being a guy who comes back to the Summit City with 2 Super Bowl rings?
No, I mean, for the guys who know me, NFL was not in my mind. I was a basketball player. You can't tell now. I'm an offensive lineman body.
Well,
but it's a basketball
beef
player
you up
somewhere in here. Yeah, there was a lot of cheese and a lot of chicken sandwiches when I got to Northwestern.
Hey, that's what those scholarships are for, man.
Exactly. But I've been blessed. I was a basketball player that used to play football just to get in shape for basketball season. But it ended up being my life's calling to go ahead and put that helmet on, strap those cleats on, and be able to play a game for my favorite team growing up, the Pittsburgh Steelers, going to Rod Woodson camp. That was a team that I grew up watching, and for me to accomplish that dream to play for the Steelers, and not only play, but be fortunate enough to play in 3 Super Bowls and win 2 of them is a dream come true.
Now, you transitioned behind the microphone this season, using that knowledge, doing some play-by-play, doing some color games for ESPN. So what's it like to take your knowledge from the field behind the microphone, and does it give you a different appreciation or a different point of view about the game of football when it's being played?
It does. It's fun. I mean, I'm not playing it. I can just talk about it. I can talk about it and give the fans an insight as to what I view the game as. Fans have one perspective, but I've actually went through the grind and the experience, so I can give them the inside scoop as to what a guy may be thinking or what a guy might be doing when a certain play happens. So I enjoy doing that. I want everybody to enjoy it and see it through my eyes, get that spectrum. So it's been fun, and I just hope to keep on doing it because it's been a blast.
You went to Northwestern, obviously had a standout career there in 2005. You're a 3rd-round draft pick by the Steelers. We got Ben Skronik from Homestead, a wide receiver, just signed with Northwestern. Aiden Smith, quarterback with Carroll, signed with Northwestern. What's it like to see a program that you love, that you went through, that added to your success, now come back to the Summit City and take some more of those guys and give them the opportunity that you were given?
Right. The Wildcats are doing a good job. I mean, they got me out of Fort Wayne, of course, and they got Tyrus Jones from Concordia. Javon Witherspoon was there for a little bit, so they're familiar with what Fort Wayne has, and we keep on spinning them out. There's a lot of talent here. Michael Lito is doing a great job over there at AWP Sports, getting the guys prepared for the college atmosphere, and Northwestern's taking advantage. They're reaping the fruits of that labor that they're putting in over there, and they've identified some talent. The kid from Carroll and the kid from Homestead. One of them is the only quarterback they took in this class, so they seem to be really high on him. I'm excited. I think Wildcats going to be even better. They surprised a lot of people with 10 wins this past year, so Coach Fitz is doing a tremendous job, and he knows what he's doing. He knows what kind of guys he wants in this program.
As an offensive lineman in the NFL, you protected Ben Roethlisberger, who, as we mentioned, won a couple Super Bowls with you guys. Right. So you know what it's like to block for a superstar quarterback. Weigh what Peyton Manning does versus what Cam Newton does, and what is going to be the key for these guys to be successful and play the game that they want to play in Super Bowl 50.
Well, Peyton, I mean, what can you say about that man? He's great. He may have lost a step as far as, his arm strength. Everybody talks about how the passes come out a little wobbly, a little slower than most, but there's no better mastermind of the game of football than Peyton Manning. The game slows down for him like no other. It's like the Matrix. He knows what kind of play to get into. He reads defenses. He's watching film right now as we speak, I'm sure. He knows what the Carolina is going to do before they do it, and he knows what plays to get his offense in. So you can't substitute that kind of experience and that kind of acumen for the game. Whereas Cam, he's done a great job of just picking up the game, and it's slowing down for him too. Maybe not as quite as much as Peyton, but he relies a lot on his athleticism, a lot on his instincts, and it's worked well for him. And he's had an MVP season this year. He's going to have to rely on that. He took the team on his shoulder, and he's led them this far. But he's going to have to step it up big time because he's going against the Chief over here in Peyton Manning.
Was there ever a time where we would have seen a Trai Essex Superman or a Trai Essex dab on the football field in an NFL game?
You know what?
I mean, because an offensive lineman do that. How do you celebrate?
Look, I can dance, but I prefer to keep that in a more formal setting. I don't want to, show up anybody up.
Weddings and such.
Weddings and whatnot, I can show out a little bit. But as an
chicken dance.
I would do it. I wouldn't be object to doing it. I've been in the end zone a couple of times before in my tight end days, so I've never been one to celebrate. But, I can appreciate what Cam does and the enjoyment he's getting out of it, the fun that he sees to be out there. His team feeds off of it. And the fans love it, so it's awesome what he's doing.
We'll wrap it up with a prediction. What do you think the score is going to be? Who's going to win?
I think Carolina's going to win, and I think it's going to be a rather tight game, a low-scoring game. Carolina's been blowing people out, but I think Denver's defense is one of the best, I think, of all time. And Cam has to deal with Von Miller and DeMarcus Ware, and then those two cornerbacks, Chris Harris and Aqib Talib. I think Carolina's going to pull it out, but I think it'll be somewhere in the realm of 24-20.
All right, I'll take Carolina as well. Smart man, Trai Essex, Fort Wayne native, two-time Super Bowl champ, and a Northwestern grad. Thank you very much, Trai.
Thank you.